Hello guys, so today we've got a very interesting topic. We'll be looking at that who's going to truly win the 2026 general election. Is President Hakainde Hichilema going to win the 2026 general election? Also, we're going to be looking at Alexander Sakala, as of course is working with the UPND, vying for the Matero constituents as a member of parliament. So is it a wise move from Alexander Sakala as a businessman to go into politics? Let's go straight into it.
Do you believe President Hakainde Hichilema will win next year's general elections?
The president cannot win the next election, save for if he manipulated the elections. Because to win an election, you need the people.
He cannot win the next.
He cannot win the next election unless the elections are manipulated. He can't. He would win where?
Okay, I'll come there. I'll come here. I'll come there.
You see, so this video that I've just played from Bino Mpondo is a lot of concept that people, of course, have about who's going to win the next year's election at the presidential level, and a lot of people, of course, are saying that President Hakainde Hichilema is going to lose. So now the question comes back to me now to say who's going to win the 2026 presidential election. Well, I'm going to tell you point blank to say that President Hakainde Hichilema is going to win the 2026 presidential election. It's the general election, but I'm just talking about the presidential level. Yeah, he's going to win the race, unfortunately or fortunately, depending from which side you're looking at it from. Now, a lot of people ask or say that, oh no, cost of living. There's high cost of living in the compounds. That people are complaining that commodity prices have gone up and fuel and everything. So President, Hakainde is going to lose. Yeah, that's what people think. Even Bino Mpondo, of course, in the same interview, went on to say, just walk from here and in this street, go and ask people who they're going to vote for, and to them that interprets into the ruling party losing power. Myself, I've gone in the compounds. I've asked people to say, what do you think? How do you rate UPND? A number of people in the compounds, they don't rate UPND very well. A number of them, of course, frankly, a number of them are disappointed with the UPND. They're saying that cost of living, is high, and commodity prices, of course, are really high, and they're really disappointed with the UPND. Because I myself do research, I do go in the compounds, I do go and ask the people on the ground, and things are not really good on the ground. Yeah, but sadly, that does not amount to the UPND or President Hichilema losing power. It's a much more complicated thing to lose power, more especially in Africa. But anyway, just in Africa, it's too much complicated. You don't just lose power like that, sadly. Yeah, so President Hichilema is going to win next year's election. Yeah, presidential election. And of course, the people say that there's no strong opposition. Yeah, there's no strong opposition. The opposition is not opposition is not really united. They're not united. But I mean, it doesn't matter whether they're united or not. That doesn't matter. Yeah, but just that they don't have the structure yet. Winning an election, you need structures, and you need because you need people. Zambia's got more than maybe 50,000 polling stations, but all those polling stations are supposed to be monitored by your own people. You're supposed to have a very strong system put in place preparing for the general election. You have to do that now. If you don't put the system in place, it's very difficult for you to win the election. There's usually what we call PVT, parallel voters tabulation. It's a system that you're supposed to have, and now sadly the opposition does not have the capacity to even have a PVT. Now PVT helps a party to win election, because you have got the results before the official announcement from the ECZ, Electoral Commission of Zambia. But if you don't have the PVT, it's difficult for you to even win the election, because if your opponents have got their PVT, you don't have the PVT, they can do anything. They can do anything. Yeah. So in this case, the government is going to have the PVT. The government, I'm telling you, is going to have the PVT before the opposition even has the PVT. The government is going to have the PVT, and if they're not doing well, they won't just sit, of course, and just say, oh, okay, I think we've lost this election. Of course, they can't just sit and just say, oh, we've lost this election. They can't. So they'll have the PVT, and you must know that the government will have the PVT. Yeah, because the opposition, I don't see them united or organized or even have the capacity to even have the PVT. The 2021 general election, or the UPND was, they did have money, they did have finances. It was very difficult, very easy actually for them to win the election, because they had the PVT. That the PVT, they knew just the first day of voting, the UPND knew that they had won the election. They were just waiting for the official announcement from the ECZ. They knew just the first day, the first night, the results started coming in. They knew already. They had a strong system, backed up by big people behind. So they knew. So it's the system that you're supposed to have as an opposition for you to win an election. So election can be voted, yes, but winning an election is another thing. People can vote, yes, but winning an election is another thing. It's not easy as people think. It's not. Winning an election, it's not. It's difficult. It's not as easy as that. And the fact that the UPND has been in opposition for quite a number of years. I think 23 years, and I don't think they can just easily, give up power like that. Yeah, it's sadly very, 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 very difficult to just do that. I'm telling you. So the cost of living in this case does not equal to anything. Yeah, and people say no, people rise up. No, people do not rise up. People need to be sponsored again for them to rise up. That's how it goes. You see, I was in Lusaka. I think I was in college the time when President Hichilema, the time I was in opposition, could, as a UPND president, was going to the courts and all that. Anytime when he was going to the court, the UPND was sponsoring students. I myself could see the buses come in campus at NIPA to come and ferry students to go and support the UPND president then. That's how it is. So politics involves money. People don't not just rise up and say, okay, so we're going to protest for what? No. It's organization, of course. When the Bulletin fell, that was, I think, 2020, around November, December, or October. There were buses that came to NIPA. A number of students were invited to community house at the house of President Hichilema. We went there. We those celebration. I think that was when Bulletin fell. Yeah, when it was voted, when it didn't pass through in Parliament. There was a celebration there, but there were buses that were released to Leveman House University, to the University of Zambia, NIPA, Evelyn Horn, NRDC, Zamcom, Tourism College there, not Zikas, because maybe they are those kids, but there were just a number of buses that were sent. So that's how it is, So it's not as easy as just saying, okay, oh no, the opposition is going to win. No, sadly, no. The only person that could have given President Hichilema, a very tough fight, of course, we all know, is President Lungu. President Lungu could have given President Hichilema a very tough fight. Everybody knows, even the people in the UPND, they know. President Hichilema himself knows that President Lungu could have given him a very tough fight for 2026. But now, unfortunately, we lost the former President Lungu, the 5th of June 2025, and may his soul rest in peace. Really devastating. We don't have a former president. Really sad news, yeah. But that was the only man that could have given President Lungu a very tough fight, yeah. In 2016, when there were general election, I was just a young boy, there in Isoka, and I supported, Malozo Sichone as an MP. He won. He didn't lose. My instinct, everybody has got intuition. All of us have got intuition, but my intuition level is very high where far politics is concerned. My intuition level is very high. I can tell you that. I don't support failure. I don't support losers, and I don't mislead people. I did support Malotha Sichone, and he won. He was, unpopular at the time, and standing against the giant called Mr. Vigilax, who was standing on the UPND ticket. But I knew that it wasn't easy to remove the incumbent who had this machinery, Malotha Sichone. He won that particular election. So, and I also supporting the councillor, Mr. Chimongoya, Kasuka Ward there. He also won, against all those. So it's not easy. I myself last year, they declared a vacance at in my ward. I'm recording this in Chipata City. There was a vacance because the councillor in our area, Dilika Ward, had resigned. So I said, I think I'm going to jump into this race. I started, of course, mobilization and doing everything. And now, when I scanned, I was asking people. They were saying, "Oh, yeah, no problem. The UPND is unpopular. I know you're going to win." But what I was saying again is contrary to what people are telling me. So I said, no. You can be bruised. It's not possible for anyone to win this election. That was last year in October. I left everything. I said, no, I'm not going to continue. I was vying as an independent. I said, I'm not going to continue. I went to the UPND. I'm like, no, I think in this particular election, let's work together. I'm going to support your candidate, Lewis Zulu. Yeah, let's just work together. I went to the chairman. I told the chairman directly, said, no, let's just work together. I'll leave everything. So I left everything. We worked together at the UPND, and Lewis Zulu is now the councillor for Dilika Ward. He won the seat. So that's how, it is. I saw, that it was impossible for anyone to win that particular seat. I knew because it was heavily sponsored, and it was just something else. But they won, and I was there. We celebrated. The results were announced around 23 hours. Yeah, that's how politics are. So I'm able to see politics from afar. I'm able to see the outcome of an election. So yeah, next year's election, President Hichilema is going to win, sadly. Yeah, but now the problem is that he's going to win with no 2/3 majority in parliament, because the number of UPND MPs are going to lose their seats. Right now, currently, in Eastern Province, UPNDs are enjoying about 4 parliamentary seats, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not saying those 4 to be maintained by 2026, because recently, this year, they included 2. Petauke and Lumezi. They had by-election. No. Sorry, not Petauke. Petauke went to Twense Alliance of the New Congress Party. Oh yeah, so they added just Lumezi. Alright, they just added Lumezi. Yeah, but I'm not saying UPNDs are having any MP in 2026 here in Eastern Province. I'm not saying that, honestly. I'm not saying that because I don't know, but I'm not just saying that. President Hichilema, without a doubt, he's going to win. Look, he's going to win. That one I've no doubt he's going to win. But without 2/3 majority in parliament. Now the question that comes in is that how secured are you, or the security wise, how comfortable can you be as a president? You've won, but you've lost a number of MPs. It's scary as a president. So I think that's what the problem now can be. Because you win, but you lose a majority of MPs. That is a big problem now there. It's a big problem because anything can happen. MPs can just wake up and put any motion there. So maybe we don't want this person, a vote of no confidence and all that. So it's not really good, as anywhere in the world, president winning whilst losing majority of seats in parliament. It's not really healthy, and it's not good. Yeah, that's what the challenge is. I think the challenge can be for the UPND. Yeah, so yeah, it's not easy to lose election as an incumbent. I was the party in power. It's not easy. So the opposition needs to get organized, and the UPND also needs to do better. Otherwise, I'm seeing a number of MPs not coming back. A number of them that I can see. I'm telling you, I've got political foresight. I'm able to see politics from very far. And this video will be here, and you come back and you attest to this. We go to the next one. Alexander Sakala. Alex Sakala, Olomikalile. Mikhalil has really stayed away from politics. He understands business does not go well with politics. There's this notion that people say that no, there's money in politics. No, there's no money in politics really. There's no money. There's no money. As a PS, you get paid around 33,000 a month. Maybe you can make more money through allowances and all that, but you get around 33, 34, 36,000 a month because they're in salary scale M, and that's a they're in salary scale super M, super scale salary scale. I think that's the highest in the civil service, super scale, PS's level. Now it's about maybe 33, 34, 36, I don't know, but around that range. It's not a lot of money that you get paid, but if you're in business, you're able to make 200,000 a month. How much do you think Alex Sakala makes? The fact that he's got a Royal Park in Matero, Royal Park in Chilenje, I don't know, in other places and other businesses as well. He makes a lot of money, more than 200,000 per month. So it makes well a lot of money. But he wants to enter politics. Well, a number of businessmen, serious businessmen like him, they stay away from politics. They stay away from politics. But he wants to enter politics and is vying for Matero. Now, Matero is going to be very highly competitive and highly contested because there is Celestine Mukandira, who's a Tonsi Alliance national chairman for the youth, and there's also Timothy Sapato, who's a lawyer, state counsel. He is a former 2018 Nepaso president, but there's also this one, the current MP Mao Sampa, and I think many others that we might not know of. But so material is going to be highly contested, and I don't know. So it's a battle for power, political power, but there's nothing wrong with that. But lastly, I want to talk about the youth participation in governance, youth participation in politics. I have said, it's really coming up. A number of youth wanting to take part in different government position. I do support that. I do support that. But I don't support that we need to be beefing or, of course, be doing a campaign to say we don't need the old people. No. We need the experienced ones as well as the middle age and the young people in politics. We can all coexist. We can all take part. The cake is big. All of us can take part. It's not about putting away the old so that the youth should come in. No, it's a process that the old will just be phasing away little by little. Then the middle are getting in on the place of the old. The young people are taking on the middle stage. The people that are coming behind us, even in the Sunday school, they're also coming behind us. It's just the process. It's a cycle like that. So 2026, the number of old people are going to come back still in Parliament. But 2031 definitely is going to be a different ball game. A number of the young people now, because our age will be around 40, 30 something. So I think now they would have taken over completely now by 2031. But then the people that are now around 20, they're the ones that will be in our place now. So it's just a cycle. So we don't need to kill the career for the old for us to take place, to take their role. No. It's just a cycle. It just takes care of itself. We just need to learn to coexist. For